The meeting of December 17th to order. Pledge of a flag, I'll lead. Please rise. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please. You may be seated.
Councilmember Coleman.
Here.
Gonzalez.
Here.
Alanis.
Here.
Mayor Strange.
Yes. This is the public communications. Council welcomes participation in its meetings. Comments may be limited to 3 minutes per person so that everyone has to be given an opportunity to be heard. To explore the matter and avoid repetition, whenever any group or person wishes to address the council on the same subject, the mayor may request that a spokesperson be chosen by the group. This item is limited to matters under the jurisdiction of the city of Willits, which are not on the posted agenda. Public criticism of the city council, commissions, boards, or agencies will be prohibited. No action shall be taken.
Actually, that's not prohibited.
Item 3, discuss and possible action to adopt the resolution set forth on procedure and schedule for filling the vacant city council seat held by former council member Greta Kanne. Does anybody have anything to say first?
I don't know, are you going to start off, Brian, or just we start off?
Mr. Lance will. Just if you had any questions for us.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We
So,
need to go to the closed session.
well, no, this will all
We're going
be.
to do it out in the open?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
yes. So one item on the agenda tonight, special meeting to decide the process and schedule for filling the vacancy left by Greta Kanne following her resignation. She resigned December 11, and by law that started a 60-day window that we have to either have the city council members appoint a replacement or to conduct a special election. Given where we are in the calendar year, if we go by a special election, it won't be until the November 4, 2025 election. And that would be a cost of about $35,000 to the county. Is that correct?
It would be a expense to the county.
Right.
So $35,000 payment to the county to oversee the election.
So the other way to avoid that delay and to avoid that expense, the city council can instead appoint a successor. The government code is silent as to the procedure for doing that, really, except that it has to be done within 60 days. And as set forth in the agenda summary, the staff is recommending that there be a process of having interested parties fill out written applications, giving their contact information, saying why they believe they are most qualified, and then having a public hearing where we would have those candidates off in a separate room and randomly calling them one by one. They would have an opportunity to come in and state their case as to why they should be appointed. They would answer questions from the council, and the public would have an opportunity to comment. And following that public comment and that interview process, the council could that evening make a selection, or perhaps it would need additional time. I've discussed with Brian Bender the schedule for going by way of an appointment process. And if the council were to decide to fill this vacancy by way of an appointment, we would suggest that staff post a notice on the website, the city website, of the vacancy and an invitation to fill the vacancy, and prepare an application form, a brief application form. And then the cutoff of the applications, Brian and I were suggesting would be January 15, just 1 week prior to the January 22 regular city council meetings. So there'd be a block of about 3.5 weeks or so where applications could come in. It'd be cut off on the 15th. Then 1 week later would be that public meeting and selection interview process. So I think probably the first order of business is for the council to decide which one of the two paths they choose to go.
Well, Mr. Mayor, if I can, I think it's very easy to say that obviously avoiding the cost of an election is something we should do. So I honestly think we should go down the route of selecting through interview and selection process for the sake of efficiency of city government.
Yes,
I agree.
Okay.
I concur.
Okay, I agree too, so that's 4.
So I guess,
So we need to take a motion, yes?
We don't
Yes,
we need a motion.
somebody make the motion?
do we need a motion, Jim?
Well, maybe we can first confirm the dates. Would the council think about that process I just outlined? That would have a cutoff date of January 15, and then a regular city council meeting on the 22nd will be the interviews.
Is there any law, Mr. Lance, is there any law that gives us parameters of how we're supposed to do this, of such, like 7 days before the selection? Is there anything that gives us that direction, or is it entirely up to us?
I believe it's entirely up to you.
Thank you.
Just suggesting it be a public, transparent process.
Got it, okay.
So those dates work well with everybody?
The dates work great, just a process question.
Okay.
So on the 22nd, we would be essentially interviewing or listening to people pitch their case.
Yes.
If we do not make a decision on the 22nd, there will not be another meeting beforehand. So if we did not do it on the 22nd, we would have to have a special meeting to make that appointment. Or we can decide on the 22nd itself.
That's absolutely correct.
Okay.
And the reason one reason for doing this on the 22nd is it's a regular city council meeting that day, and application would be cut off 1 week prior, and the deadline for the 60-day period that we have, that window expires on February 9, just a little more than a week beyond that date. So if we're not successful and haven't selected an applicant on the January 22 meeting, you still have several days before the deadline.
We can set a special meeting if we
Right.
like.
Yes.
I like the timeline. Do we need a motion?
Yes.
Well, you had a motion to accept that one of the two resolutions.
Right. I think the motion would be to fill the vacancy by way of appointment and
Corresponding resolution.
with the corresponding resolution with a cutoff date of receiving applications of January 15 and a interview selection date of January 22.
Then I would like to make that motion.
I second that motion.
So if there's any public comment, we would receive that now.
I have a public question. Is how soon will you be posting assuming you vote for it, how soon will you be posting the notice for people to apply? And will they be able to apply right away?
I can respond to that. So right now, staff has done the background work. We have a notice ready to present to Willits Weekly and run in this Thursday's edition. We'll also put it on our website and Facebook. So basically, if the council proceeds with that motion to adopt that resolution for appointment, it's going to be expressed now. So basically, the clock will start now.
That would be good because this Thursday's Willits Weekly will be the last one till the new year.
And we recognize that, over the holidays, someone may not be interested, or they may be visiting family out of the city. So that's why we added some extra days to extend into January.
Okay.
Yes?
After they've done the interviews of the potential candidates, will they then go into a closed session to discuss that, or will that be done in?
No,
We cannot
it's
discuss
all to be
them,
done,
yeah.
it's all to be done in open session,
Okay.
yeah.
And Mr. Mayor, I would like to make sure that the community knows that there's nothing that's going to prohibit an organization such as the League of Women Voters to organize any type of public debate or public panel between now and when we make the selection. And I would encourage any organization such as the League of Women Voters to do such.
Chamber of Commerce, too.
Anything else?
Come to this. Can we just?
Yes, please. For the microphone.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Robin Leeler. I'm especially heartened that the public is going to have a go at it again and asking questions. That shows a breadth and depth that I think will give us the best candidate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Any other thing? Anything up here at all? Could we have a vote, please?
We have a motion from Councilmember Gonzalez and a second by Councilmember Alanis. So I will call for the vote. Councilmember Almond.
Aye.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Alanis.
Aye.
Mayor Strange.
Yes.
The quickest meeting we've had in a while.
We should make a habit of this.
Is anything else that we need? Anybody else up here want to discuss anything else? It's
Merry
not on
Christmas.
the agenda, but if they wanted to speak up.
No, if we can do
Out in the
that.
audience?
Merry Christmas.
Yes, Robin.
Did you already do public comment?
He did at the beginning.
Yeah.
Nobody stood up.
How did I miss it? I do have a public comment.
We went from 2 to 3, from the public communication to action. And I've read everything on the
Okay,
thing.
I can go back and do this. I heard that it was public comment, and you read the guidelines of public comment. And then, one item number 3 without saying, is it one more?
No, Bear, he did ask, because Bear was.
Yes.
My question is,
No, you asked earlier. I was explaining that during public comment, you had asked a question.
on the process, so the public meeting tentatively on the 22nd, you'll be interviewing who's ever here. And will you be discussing that then? Or are you going to wait for the next week to discuss it?
Oh, Ben, that night.
At night?
That night, yeah.
That'll be that night. So you'll probably make a decision that night.
Publicly, because we're not allowed to even discuss it in closed session.
Right.
Everything will be public.
Yeah, so if we don't make a decision that night, we'll have to set a special meeting to do it again.
Okay, thank you.
All
I'll
right.
try to get it right in the paper.
Anything else up here? Anything from the audience? Okay.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas at 8:43. Thank you for coming.